about Jerry's jokes. Plus, what should the Raiders do with Antonio Brown after yet another grievance with the NFL? And actor Rotimi is here, and you won't believe what he thinks will happen with his New York Giants this season. First take in the house. Don't go anywhere.
Is Pollard your best negotiator with Zeke?
Who?
Pollard.
Zeke who?
He's got your camera.
Big Jerry with that, it's not $1 million smile, it's $1 billion smile. Marcus Spears, how we doing?
What's up, family? Every time I'm on, the Cowboys seem to creep up into this conversation.
You know, it really
and that
is.
guy sitting over there, I know he's not happy about it.
I'm not happy about it at all. I think y'all are contaminating this show, you and everybody else in Cowboy Nation and stuff like that. Y'all got to get it together.
We've been through this already. You love it.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
I hate to tell you guys, but they're really in the news for legitimate things like contract holdouts. So
that's true.
Let's get in on that.
There's no players stealing cologne in a pair of drawers.
Foxy, what up, man? Foxy, what's up?
There's none of that going on.
How many years ago was that?
It's the funniest story of my career. It's the funniest story, maybe, of my career.
Foxy,
I'm sorry.
What's happening, baby?
I'm not involved. I'm just.
Come on, Marcus, you got to admit that's the funniest story. I mean, that's got to be one of the funniest stories.
Got a lot of funny stories.
It's got to be the funniest stories ever. I mean, come on now.
What about the Michael Irvin haircut story?
Nothing is more funnier.
Oh, you don't know that story? It ends with someone getting stabbed in the neck with scissors.
That's not fun. That's not fun. But getting in trouble because you stole a pair of drawers and some cologne, that's hilarious.
You gotta smell nice.
I'm just sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I can defend that.
Stephen A., you know what made it so bad?
Fresh to death.
You know what made it so bad? You get paid every Tuesday.
That's right. I think he did it on a Tuesday. I think he did it on a Tuesday.
Sometimes I feel sorry for myself.
I'm sorry.
All right, Marcus, I don't know what you're doing with these personal
laugh.
appearances. We need you out here in New York, but let's get it started. That was Big Jerry having a little fun at the expense of Ezekiel Elliott after rookie running back Tony Pollard out of Memphis had a huge day in the Cowboys' win over the Rams. You know who didn't find the Shade Fest so amusing? Zeke, who's currently holding out. Here's what he had to say. His agent told Chris Mortensen, "I didn't think it was funny, and neither did Zeke. We actually thought it was so disrespectful." Marcus, I'll start with you. How should Zeke feel about Jerry's Zeke who comments?
He shouldn't feel disrespected. Like, look, I get it. I understand the narrative surrounding business and they're in a contract dispute. I honestly took away from what Jerry joked about and how that situation played out as a fact that he actually is talking to Zeke and trying to get this thing worked out. I've seen contract disputes. I've seen them play out in the media. I've seen them play out personally when I was playing for the Cowboys. The one thing I haven't seen is a general manager or owner joke about a player if they don't plan on having that player back. And let's remember the history between Jerry Jones and Ezekiel Elliott as well. Jerry has stood on the table for Zeke a number of times because of things that he's dealt with off the field. Jerry has had Zeke's back in a lot of situations, and I'm in Dallas. I personally know that Jerry has took a personal approach to dealing with Zeke and making sure that he has everything readily available to him and making sure that he can be the back and the guy that he needs to be in order to play and be the guy he needs to be for the Dallas Cowboys organization. The sensitivity level just blows my mind, though.
I understand that Jerry is Stephen A's boy, and you got to go back to Dallas every now and then, so y'all can't come down on Jerry. But what he did was disrespectful. And as much as you want to point, I mean, it was. As much as you want to point to
Dominique's
him
very
saying,
sensitive.
It's not that I'm sensitive. Zeke said he felt disrespected, and I could understand while joking about the best player on your team while he's trying to get a contract is disrespectful because it's not just this isolated incident. You could say Zeke who one time, but that comes on the heel of them essentially of Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones essentially saying they don't need Zeke. That modern football teams don't need a running back like him.
Zeke,
that's disrespectful.
First of all, Zeke didn't even say this. This is his agent speaking and gaining leverage. Number two is this. You think he's going to feel disrespected when he signed that contract? If you really feel that disrespected, then you should be wanting to go play somewhere else. Come on, man. Let's not make this more than what it is.
There are levels of disrespect. You can get in an argument with somebody and they can say something that you feel is disrespectful at the moment and you get over it later. That's fine. A few guaranteed tens of millions of dollars guaranteed guaranteed it'll help him get over it, but that does not change the fact that Zeke was responsible for 1,600 yards.
Let me ask you this
1,400 yards and 980 yards in a 10-game season.
He was also responsible, Marcus. He was also responsible for them missing a postseason because of the 6 games he got suspended.
That's fine.
He's also responsible. Hold on. He's also responsible for causing the Dallas Cowboys headaches because of the way that he's elected to conduct himself. Now they're accustomed to it because God knows that they've had their issues on the back pages. But the bottom line is, you're sitting up here acting as if, oh my Lord, he's supposed to be so disrespected. What about the disrespect that he has exercised by conducting himself the way that he has?
That's fine.
It's a joke.
That's disrespectful too. Maybe he should apologize to Jerry Jones for that. But you guys keep trumpeting how Jerry Jones has had his back, like that makes Jerry Jones some sort of benevolent individual. Zeke Elliott can play football real good.
Are you implying
that's why Jerry Jones has had his back? He's not his friend.
Are you implying
Jerry Jones don't love Zeke Elliott?
Time out. Are you implying that Jerry Jones has not had the back of people who can't play? Because I've heard differently.
I'm saying in this particular case, you're acting like Jerry Jones is out there defending Zeke Elliott out of the kindness of his heart. Now, Zeke Elliott is the man, and that is what he is doing. He's defending him because Zeke Elliott can help him win a Super Bowl. So stop acting like he really loves Zeke Elliott and they are best of bud. All the people who talk about how Jerry Jones has their back, they just tend to be great players of all time.
But that's Dominique,
Jason Witten loves him.
That's fine.
Michael Irvin loves him.
That's fine.
Jason Garrett loves him, and ain't nothing great about him.
We talking about football. Like we not talking about the Jerry Jones and Zeke Elliott having dinner and Zeke being over and hanging out with the Joneses. Literally, what we talking about is the football portion of it. That's exactly what Jerry was joking about. And for Zeke to feel disrespected about the football portion, which was a joke based on everything that transpired in front of those media personnel.
Since when can jokes not be disrespectful? They can be disrespectful. You guys keep saying it's a joke, like that means that we should let it slide. Jokes can be disrespectful.
Nick, let me ask you this question, bro. Let me ask you this, a legitimate question. If he felt disrespected, is it not sensitive?
Yeah.
All right.
Since when is sensitive a negative thing?
What? I'm sorry, in some situations it is. In some situations it is. Particularly when you're a football player, you're damn right it is.
Touch the nerve.
You can't be, you shouldn't be but so sensitive. You shouldn't be that sensitive,
So now we all agree that Zeke Elliott is sensitive. He's been balling for 3 years straight. That sensitivity
2.5.
don't seem to be a problem.
2.5.
Balling.
2.5.
I don't necessarily think
2.5.
We can argue.
2.5.
Okay, 2.5. We can argue on these antiquated ideas of toughness that somehow sensitivity makes you weak.
Man,
but I don't think sensitivity makes you a bad football player.
I'm not arguing on sensitivity. All I'm arguing is the fact
that Michael Jordan was sensitive.
Can we hear
another point other than yours? Can we hear another point other than yours? Because you saying something that you ain't giving us a chance to retort.
Because there's no retort to it. It's
yes, it is.
So hold up. Michael Jordan talks about how he has grudges over the tiniest things. You wouldn't call that sensitive? That seemed to work. Sensitive ain't all bad. Go ahead. Somebody say something else if you want to talk.
Go ahead, Mark.
Take this L.
Him feeling disrespected shows a sensitivity level to something that he shouldn't feel disrespected about. That's the point. The disrespect comes from when the owner goes on national TV and says, nah, we ain't planning on giving Zeke a contract. We don't think he's that valuable to a football team. Like, if we want to get really real about it and start talking about legit disrespect, then a joke would not have taken place. It would have been Zeke who? We moving on from Zeke. We trying to find the running back for the Dallas Cowboys. We having a conversation about Jerry Jones saying Zeke who? And we know damn well that bro, he does not feel disrespected over that. That is his agent saying they felt disrespected because they are negotiating a contract.
Maybe he doesn't feel disrespected. Maybe he is using this for negotiation leverage, which I think is fine because Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones have been trying to use the media to put pressure on him this entire time. But I think it's fair. If he said he's disrespected, I'm going to take the man at his word. And it is disrespectful to come out and say that they don't need him to win a Super Bowl, which is what they said. Essentially, a few weeks ago, they said that you don't need a running back of his caliber to win a Super Bowl. Whether it's true or false, that's disrespectful to somebody who's on your team. You normally don't do that to somebody who you expect to be back on your roster.
I can agree with
when
that.
You trade somebody away or you lose them in free agency, you go on and say, well, we're going to build without him. This is a guy who's been the most important player on their team for 3 years straight.
I can agree 100% with that, but I ain't agreeing with you on this joke that we just watched Jerry talk about with these reporters. I'm not agreeing with that. That's not disrespect. Disrespect has shown its face a lot in your career and my career. We know how disrespect looks in NFL.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is not just this one incident. This is an accumulation of the way that Jerry Jones has been treating him, from saying that they don't need a running back like that, from suggesting that Pollard, a rookie from Memphis, can step in and be Ezekiel Elliott, to going on to making a joke about it. Why is he trying to impress the media? Why is he trying to make a gaggle of reporters giggle at the expense of the best player on his team? That is disrespectful. I can understand why Zeke could look at that and say, you trying to get some chuckles from these guys? But I'm the guy who's carrying the load for you. I'm the reason why your team has been good in the last, or one of the major reasons why your team has been good. I'm one of the major reasons why you even think that you have a franchise quarterback, and you out here trying to make these guys giggle. Like, that feels like disrespect. You can't imagine someone you think you have a relationship with getting in front of a company and acting a fool, which is what Jerry Jones is doing. That's disrespectful. No matter how you slice it, that is disrespectful. Cool. I'm supposed to be your boy. You got my back, I got your back. But you get in front of these other people and you're trying to make them smile.
You sound ridiculous. So what? So what's wrong with him? He's still talking to the reporters every damn day.
Right.
Well, I mean, you've cultivated personal relationships because these are the same reporters who have been covering you for years. It's not like he's strangers to these guys or what have you. So now that he's joking around, Ezekiel Elliott, who, by the way, was just in Cabo, supposedly now back in Dallas, waiting to be paid millions upon millions of dollars on top of the millions he's already making. Right. Oh, he feels disrespectful because of a joke. Just stop it.
All right,
stop wasting our time with that.
We'll let it fly.
Stop that.
By the way, this just in, he went back to Cabo.
He went back to Cabo?
Good for him. Good for him.